I would say the ability of teams to figure things out goes beyond the human comprehension of like one human being, and that's sort of how I view AI. That I don't think I'm saying anything that anybody doesn't already agree with, but so when I think about being like the editor or the first editor of Top Wiki, I'm not like worried about figuring everything out, or I mean, that was all when I was younger. Like, how can I prove that I'm the smartest? Now it's more like the process kind of runs itself, and we're just kind of along for the ride. But it isn't entirely that. It's kind of like in my mind, it's almost entirely that, but that like 2 to 3% of the process, like you're on a giant ship and you need somebody to like slightly alter the rudder to pretty much completely alter the outcome, is almost negligible and insignificant and maybe even unnoticeable to a certain degree, but is necessary and fundamental to things working. And so I kind of, in my mind, I kind of like have it pegged as survival of our species. And then I let my mind pattern match. Thinking is, to a very large extent, just pattern matching. So I would go so far to say that goal orientation is the things that I'm talking about inherently sort of have nothing to do with the scientific method or the scientific process, science, and has nothing to do with being a scientist. But I think what science needs now, or the scientific process, scientific method, graduating things up a hierarchy of certainty based upon evidence, facts, etc., etc., and then that's all based upon definitions. I think what's more important in this time period, because of the world being so darn connected, is we need a few more, like, basically politicians. And that's all a CEO really is a corporate politician, in my opinion. And that's pretty trippy to think, because you exit out trying to be like the strongest, fastest soldier. That's for like the young guys. Like, they're always going to be stronger and faster the younger. So like the older guys, it's like you're more valuable to the whole operation, but it's not because you're like foot speed. It's because you're a corporate politician. And that's, in my opinion, what the definition of a CEO is of a for-profit company. And so I swear to God, the Top Wiki could be built just as effectively as a non-profit business or a for-profit business. And so I just choose for-profit. I really don't think it would make any difference, except I'd rather be rich than poor. Rather be fit than fat, rather be rich than poor. I pretty much, at this point in my life, think I know enough to know that it probably doesn't make any difference. So I choose for-profit company because I just do. And anyhow, hope, you, whoever you are, even if you're just AI, or, you, Bill, or Mark, watch this, or have somebody watch it for you and summarize it as your bro psychobabbling, that's cool too. Whatever, just what was on my mind. Just staring at this wall for the last couple hours and thinking about crossing the billionaire mark, and hopefully helping my girls become healthy, wealthy, and wise, and contribute to the community and all that good stuff. Eventually, it's like the Buddha says, life is suffering and then we die. So, I did attach this photo to a song in my mind. I was looking at you, Bill Gates, thinking about genetic engineering foods, and I just was like, they paved paradise and put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. Hey, farmer, genetic engineer, I'll take the spots on my apples, just leave me the birds and the bees. So yeah, lots in my mind.